I'm so excited. Today I'm going to take you to, in my opinion, the prettiest thrift store in Los Angeles. It is, to my knowledge, the highest rated thrift store in Los Angeles, according to online reviews. And while it's not one of my go-to stores as a reseller, if I weren't a reseller, I would probably be shopping here a lot just because they have phenomenal brands. They have a wonderful, beautiful layout of the store. It's in a great area, and it's just a lot of fun to walk through there. So I'll leave the information down below of the store. Keep in mind, they do know their brands and they will mark some things up. But I think it's still a lot of fun. I think it's worth checking out, and maybe I can find a few things to resell today. We'll see, but mostly it's just to share just an awesome little thrift store in LA. So let's head on in and see what I can find. Okay, so I first wanted to start with the outside of the building because it is a historic building and we don't have many brick buildings in LA, so definitely pretty on the outside. But there are some sale racks on the outside that I'm going to get to in a second. I just wanted to give you a quick tour of the inside because, like I said, this is just a really pretty thrift. It reminds me of a buy-sell trade store, but this is all donation-based. It is a nonprofit that provides some services to the local community, and they just have it laid out so beautifully. I think even, the non-thrifters of the world would really like to shop here just because it feels open, it doesn't feel chaotic, and it just looks pretty. So I'm just taking you around. There is an upstairs, which I'm not going to spend too much time up there because it's hard goods, and I'm really primarily focusing on clothing today. To my left, I'm going to get to in a second, which is designer, over by the registers, designer. But I did go back outside and I spotted this Citron Santa Monica top. It was 50% off of this price. I think it's $10 or something. So I decided to pick that up. Here's some Patagonia pants that, while I like Patagonia, I don't really like the basic clothing. Also, this had a couple spots, so I left that behind. But yeah, here's Vanessa Virginia top, which is Anthropology. I can't make out the size right here, but I decided to leave that behind because it looked a little worn, had some washwear, and even at 50% off, I just didn't think it was worth it. Here's a J. Jill top, and while I love picking up J. Jill as a bread and butter, a top like this might only get $20. All right, I just took a quick pause. We're gonna go back into the store, but quick pause for the sponsor of today's video, which is Upside. That is my favorite, absolutely free app that gives me cash back on all the daily essentials, especially when I'm out thrifting. It gets me cash back on gas, groceries, and restaurants, which I drive a lot for thrifting and I eat out when I'm thrifting as well. So it's the perfect app for me, and I think it might be a great app for you as well. There are over 100,000 gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores on their app to choose from. And basically what I do is when I'm at a new thrift store, if I need gas or if I need a bite to eat, I open up the app, I see what's around me, I see what kind of deals are there, and I choose one to go to, and then my cash back usually is in my account within a couple days. And yes, we're talking real cash back, not like those weird apps or, programs where they're like, oh yeah, it's cash back, but then you have to jump through hoops to get it. No, I have now withdrawn all my cash back twice and gotten hotel rooms with that money because it came straight to my bank account, and it was super easy to do. And that is half the battle for me. It's just the convenience and ease of it. Couple fun facts. People who use Upside get 3 times the amount of cash back compared to other cashback loyalty programs or cashback credit card programs, which if you're going to use a program, you may as well use one that's going to give you the most bang for your buck, in my opinion. And Upside users are getting over $1 million each week in cashback total, which means I'm definitely not the only one using this app. A lot of people have found it, discovered it, and love it just like I do. And again, it's free to try. So highly recommend it. You support this channel by trying it out. You will get a great way of learning ways to find new deals, find new restaurants. I just think it's so much fun, and I definitely won't stop using it. Top Upside earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use code COMMONTAGS to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or scan the QR code here to claim this offer. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside, then pay as usual with a credit or debit card. Follow the steps in the app and get paid. Big thank you to Upside for sponsoring today's video. Definitely check them out, but let's get back inside for our thrift with me. And I think I'm gonna go to the bins a little bit later and take you along there, see if I can get some footage inside before I head home. Here's a brand I picked up once before. It's called Amati. I believe they've sold this at Anthropologie before. I love this sweater. I think someone could really make this like so fun, but I definitely wasn't gonna pay the price that they had it listed for. These are all the items inside, so they're not on sale. Here's another J. Jill. While this is plus size, it's nothing special, and also it's not on sale, so it's definitely higher priced than I would want to pay for kind of a basic J. Jill. Here's a marine layer, and while I love the stars and I do like picking up this brand, it had just kind of some washwear. It wasn't in the best condition. Also, I wasn't going to pay their price for it. Maybe if I were at the bins and it were in good condition, I would pick that up. Here's a COS top. You can see on the tag it says as is, and I immediately looked for the flaws. You can see some maybe backpack rub, but definitely not worth $15 in my opinion. So I'm just showing you some more stuff. Here's a Sundance little pullover. I love this style. I do like picking up Sundance, but I might pay $6 or $8 for that max. Here is I believe this is a Vince dress, and they have it marked at $40. Now, to give them some credit, a lot of thrift stores will see the new with tags price, and this definitely retailed for a few $100s. So I don't blame them if they want to mark something up where they can see the retail price, but I probably wouldn't be able to get that online at that price. Here's a little jumpsuit. This is Babaton, which is an Aritzia brand. While I do pick up this brand, I definitely would not pay $28 for that. Definitely. Here is some Goldie jeans. They have them marked at $30, which isn't outrageous because Goldie has a following, but there's definitely some staining, and then there's this weird imprint on the leather, which is kind of strange. So I'm like, maybe they could give it a quick look over for condition before pricing. Here's an Anthropologie sweater marked at $35. Here's a Johnny Was top that's marked at $50. I definitely wouldn't even be able to get that online at that price. Again, I'm not bashing the store for their pricing. They have a really great market of shoppers here that shop for themselves and would probably be happy to pay that. Here's, I think this is a French brand that I've sold a couple times, and I have not had much luck with this brand. They have this marked pretty high, $85. Again, this is new with tags. They probably could look up the retail price if it's not on one of the tags, but I might be able to get $25 to $40 for that, even with new with tags. So definitely not worth paying their price. Here's a $30 item. It's Johnny Was. It's their Calm line. I sold the Calm line once before. It didn't sell particularly quickly for me. I might be able to get $30 online for that. So again, online prices are not bad for in-store shoppers, just tough for resellers. Here's a Kate Spade dress, and $30 actually isn't too bad for this dress. It's a really adorable print, and I kind of like the style, but maybe if that were 50% off, I'd pick that up, but definitely not $30. Here's a Misa dress. I really like this brand, and I really love this boho style dress. It's perfect for spring and summer, but there were a couple tiny pulls in the fabric, and $40 is pretty steep. If I'm going to pay $40, I expect at least $100 plus as far as a sale price. This one was a little disappointing. While the style is cute, this is fast fashion. This is Fashion Nova. They have it priced at $35, which might be slightly higher than what the retail price was. While it's new with tags and it's a fun style, it is still fast fashion, and I definitely would not pay that. Here's a Revolve brand collab, and it's kind of a skirt top set. New with tags, but again, pretty steep price for this, in my opinion. I did quickly look it up, and it didn't look like the collab was anything too exciting. I actually can't see this. Is this CP Shades? If they know CP Shades, I mean, they really know their brands here, which I give them credit for. It is a lot of knowledge to understand brands. And this isn't in perfect condition. I love this brand. I would at most spend $5 to $10 for that. Probably not even 10. I'm just showing you the designer and then bringing it back down to, they do have Anthropologie in the designer section, which, you know, it's not what I would call designer. Anthropologie is more bread and butter. It's, you know, a little bit, it's not designer in my opinion, but again, it's a really cute style. Here's a new Tags Outdoor Voices, and while it's a good style, maybe for pickleball, which, you know, if you don't know, I'm starting to play pickleball recently, it's marked $60, which is probably not far off from the retail price. And no, I'm definitely not going to pay that. Yeah. Here's another marine layer sweater. And ironically, I will show you a marine layer at the end of this video. I'm going to take you to the bins for a little bit at the end of this video. And I picked up a marine layer jacket that cost me probably $4 as opposed to what they were marking the marine layer items here for. Here's another marine layer. The item I got was kind of similar to this. This actually has some pretty significant wear, and they still have it marked at $50. Hopefully I'm able to kind of show you. It's like a pull in the fabric, like almost, yeah, pretty significant. I don't think that's repairable. Again, I think if you're going to ask for these prices, you should definitely do a one over, like a, you know, look for flaws. All right, this is the really expensive stuff. This is closest to the register. Mind you, I'm trying to hide this filming. I'm not trying to get in trouble. But these are like real legit designers. Here's an Alice & Olivia, which is an expensive brand, but $150, not new with tags for this two-piece item. It's super cute. I hope they find a buyer. That's pretty steep. I don't know that brand, but they had it marked for $100. So I'm guessing they looked it up and it's worth something. This also, I've seen this tag before, but they had that marked for $100. Again, most of the stuff was pre-owned, not new with tags. Again, they get some really great donations here, but $400 for Givenchy. I mean, it's high-end designer, but maybe they should just have an online store, you know? I don't know. Anyways, I really, really love the fact that they have such great brands in here, and compared to retail prices for a lot of this is a steal. So I'm sure they do have buyers coming in knowing the value of a lot of this stuff. But for me as a reseller, this is tough. And again, this is the most expensive little section of the store. This is not the entire store. They do have some somewhat reasonably priced items for regular shoppers. This looked like an Asian brand, which really threw me, and they had it marked for $90. So I pulled it out. I'm like, am I missing something? I don't think I ended up having time to look this up. It's beautiful, but it didn't look like a high-end designer, but who knows? Anyways, again, just showing you just kind of the premium top of the line stuff. You'll see in the case, there's some Louis Vuitton little wallets and stuff. They had some games, and I didn't spend much time here for obvious reasons, but they're so nice here. I highly recommend coming. And if you want a good bargain on some really great designer stuff, you can find it here if you like the hunt. All right, back to showing you some of the stuff in kind of the more reasonable priced area. I didn't recognize this brand, but one thing I thought was funny was they had the tag for $18, but then they had a second tag from the same store, or from maybe a different store. Maybe this is a different store. I don't know. It had two tags, one at 15 and one at 18. I just thought it was kind of funny. I'm just pulling out things just to show you because I only got two items here, which I'll show you my second item in a second. But, you know, $20, there's some light pilling all over this. I might be able to get $25, $30 for this max, but it just wasn't in great condition. I wouldn't even pick that up at the bins, to be perfectly frank. And maybe it was an Eileen. This is the Eileen one. I love Eileen. $25 if you're buying for yourself, not a bad deal. If you're buying as a reseller, not great. All right, here's some Cool pants. Again, they know they're outdoor wear brands as well. Cool sometimes sneaks through the thrift stores as being not super exciting. This one I didn't think it was in the best condition. It was a size 10, which is a good size. I love this brand, but I would maybe pay $5 for that. They might sell for, you know, 30, 35 type of thing. I'm over in the dresses. This is a Lululemon. They had it marked at $50. Again, not bad for someone shopping for themselves, but definitely not worth it for me as a reseller. I don't actually know. I think this was another Lululemon piece. It was like a jumpsuit. I was just more or less like, what is this? All right, this is the second item that I picked up here. I only picked up 2. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I will try to write it on the screen. I've sold this brand a number of times, and I thought this was a fun print. It goes in line with this designer, and I decided to grab it. I thought it was worth the price. I'm just going to quickly take you upstairs just so you get an overview, since I am just really featuring this store. So really nicely laid out upstairs area. Again, beautiful building. It is historic. I love the ceilings. I have wood ceilings, so obviously I'm partial to it, but just a really fun place to shop and really get some great bargains for yourself if you're shopping for yourself. Again, as a reseller, maybe follow them on social media to keep an eye out for any potential sales. This is just a fun area on the way down the stairs. They definitely have some fun donations. Like I could definitely spend a couple hours in here just admiring their layout of things. But this is the top rated thrift store in LA. So there you go. All right, definitely let me know down below in the comments what you think of that store. I think it's absolutely beautiful. While they do have some crazy markups on certain things, they also have a clientele that's willing to spend it, and they have a beautiful layout. So I'm happy that I finally took you guys there, but I'm gonna head over to the bins, see if I can maybe get a little footage inside, break the rules a little bit, and see if I can find a few things before I head home. This is like a chill Friday night. It's not very busy. It's very kind of mellow for this location. But I just want to take you inside and spend a little bit of time seeing if I can find a few things before I head home. But gonna start digging, and I did spend a little bit of time. I'm just gonna show you a few things I found in the first 30 minutes. Here's a marine layered jacket. I think they have this, when I looked it up, it's considered a coat, but it's kind of like a sweater coat. But it seems to be in decent condition, not too much pilling, not terrible. So I decided to definitely grab that. Here's a J. Crew skirt, and while I don't pick up too many J. Crew items, this is a size 14, and I absolutely love these little polka dots. They kind of have like an abstract, like they kind of pop out at you. So I grabbed that because I thought it was pretty fun and a good size. I ended up leaving this Free People. It's kind of a tunic dress. It just had some pilling. It was a cute style, but when I gave it a good look over at the end, it wasn't in the greatest condition. So I ended up leaving that behind. Let's see what else is in this bag. I think this is the Wilfred. Yeah. So this feels kind of like a cashmere blend. It's this midi dress, and I did put it on the mannequin. Maybe I'll pop up a picture so you can see it on the mannequin. But it felt so nice. This is why I don't wear gloves at the bins, because I can feel textures of clothing, and I do like to wash my hands often after. This isn't a cashmere blend, but it just feels so nice and warm. It's just kind of a sweater midi dress, and that's an Aritzia brand that I do occasionally pick up. I'm just gonna be honest. When I was there, I could spot the name on this. As I'm editing, I can't. It was a good brand. It was a cute style. It was flawed. But I can't tell you what brand because I can't read the tag in this. So feel free to drop a comment down below if you guys can make it out. But here you can see pretty significant damage to some of the straps. Definitely not worth picking up. But if it was in good condition, I would have picked it up for sure. That would have been a good pickup, even though I can't remember the brand. So that's it for this video. Thumbs up.